trading is amazing, but I have a really horrible story to tell. One of my friends, she's a really good friend of me, she took $300,000 from a home equity line of credit, and then she started trading with that. But also she started putting money as an investment on some of the stocks that she had no idea what those companies are being traded at and what and why. And now she's having some horrible losses on that. So she asked me to give her some money so she can actually average down on those two stocks that she's really down. That's another very big mistake. So she has about $300,000 in Tesla and Rivian, and these stocks are now significantly down at the price that she's purchased. Now she's looking for more money so she can actually average down and average down. And that's one of the biggest mistakes that traders would do. I personally did it, and I lost a lot of money on that. And I want to mention that to you that, you know, it's very important. If a trade didn't work into your direction, you have to get it stopped out. Holding into a trade that it doesn't work and you just keep adding into that with the hope that maybe it could bounce back is just one of the biggest mistakes in trading. I've done that, and I'm telling you that based on experience. So this person that I'm talking, my friend, so she has 15,000 shares of Rivian at the average of $20.92, and now it's trading at $15. Tesla at the average of $294, and now it's trading at $180. I don't think Tesla is going to go back to anywhere close to 300 anytime soon, and you know, based on the fundamentals that they have. Or Rivian, you know, in the last month has sold so much that I don't think it's going to go back up. And remember, if you lose 50% of your money, you need 100% return to get back to break even. So if you have $100,000 and you lose $50,000, to get back to break even, that $50,000 has to go back 100% up to go back to break even. So there are two things that is very important for traders here. First of all, is if a trade doesn't go into your direction that you planned, get out of it with this loss, even if that loss is still big, because it can get bigger. Like in my today recap, I traded Tesla and it wanted to go to above the VWAP for the breakout. It didn't. I got stopped out, and it just continued to sold off for 2-3%, almost $10 down. So if I didn't get stopped out in that time, it was continuing going down, and my loss would get bigger and bigger. So it's very important to remember, when your trade doesn't go in your direction, you have to get stopped out. And do not stay in it. Do not ask for more money to average down, because that's one of the biggest recipes of disaster, and almost guarantee that you're going to end up with blowing up your account. Another thing is the use of leverage. When you're borrowing money from your home to do trading on Rivian and Tesla, or you're using excess leverage or leverage product for trading, these are really dangerous, because you're losing money that you don't have. And not only you lose that money, but actually owe that money have to work. So that person is really into the deep trouble, and she's asking me to help. But in reality is, the purpose of this video is to do not take those mistakes. And it's extremely important for the people that get stopped out, even if that loss is painful. Nobody likes to take that loss, but you know, you have to accept that loss. Otherwise, you know, that loss is going to get bigger. Knowing that, let's watch the recap today and see how we traded today. All right, guys. So today we had actually a pretty good trading day. I had a really good day on Meta. I'm actually still holding 2,000 shares of Meta. I want to see what happens. I might actually close them just in at the pre-market, at the post-market, or I might just continue going that. Everything else is doing pretty good. The main trading that we did was on Meta. It was really nice opening range breakup that we did on Meta. There was a couple of quick scalp on AMD and Nvidia and Snap as well, but the best trade was on Meta, and the biggest loss that I had on Tesla, as I mentioned, and you know, getting stopped out. So let's go quickly through the trades that I did, especially on Meta. I'm very interested. As you know, Meta on a daily chart, guys, had the earning, you know, the biggest market cap increase in any company, public company in history. It just happened, you know, in one day, popped up over 25%, and now it looks like it's really holding around 450. So I expect that this price is going to go up maybe toward the 480. So how the price was at the open, we saw that it's really going strong, you know, come back, test the VWAP, and as soon as it came back up, a really nice ABCD pattern that we teach and we trade. This is a really nice ABCD pattern. I went long, popped up, I sold some, I added more because I saw that price action is very bullish. You know, came back up, you know, sold off, and again another bullish pattern toward the 470 and 472. I added more a couple of times, and it, you know, toward the 472, and we did actually get to 472, yeah, so it did at the toward the evening, it went toward the 472, as you see here. It did almost near the 472. So I'm still holding these 2,000 shares and see if, yeah, you know, tomorrow I might actually sell half of them at the pre-market, at the post-market. You can't sell it, and if not, we're just gonna keep that. And you know, the ads were very nice that I added in this 2 times. Tesla was the trade that at the open I traded. So I went long for opening range break up. You know, this was not a really great trade because this was a doji, came down, I added more a couple of times, eventually volume came in, I added, and I really needed to actually partial, but you know, I was expecting now with this heavy volume was going to go out. It didn't really sold off, and I got to stop out. And this is what I'm saying, that if the moment that here that you are getting a stopped out is very important, because if you're not getting a stopped out, this one just can continue going lower and lower. In this case, really went down all the way up to 182.50. It did bounce back, but you know, a lot of time it really doesn't bounce back. It did come up, break the high of the day, but again, these are really luck that you know, you got to be careful. NVDA was a nice pop that we did with Brian as a 5-minute engulfing pattern. It just popped up. You know, I took a quick scalp. AMD was also a quick scalp. You know, we had a little bit of trouble trading AMD properly, but at the open, you know, we got to stop out, and then we eventually twice trading it that. But I mean, that was just a little bit of an issue trading AMD, but the best trade was Tesla, and well, sorry, the Tesla was biggest loss, but the best trade was Meta, as you see, is giving us really good. Palantir PLTR continued a really amazing run all the way up to, went up to 23.64.24. It's just crazy that this is stock continuing up. QQQ went up 1% to new all-time high, and SPY is also at 497. I think we're going to see 500 very time soon. Great trading, guys. Thank you so much, and see you guys tomorrow in the chat.